Hi, I am one of your two co-hosts, Judy Glecklin Kopff, class of 1968 graduate of Cornell's College of Arts and Sciences. My husband Gary and I have been married almost 50 years, and for virtually every year for the past 40 years or so, Gary and I have hosted at our home the annual Cornell Club of Washington Sendoff party for Frosh and transfer students from Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, and suburban Maryland. For about 40 years, I have also chaired the Cornell Alumni Admissions Ambassador Network, known as CAN, serving Washington, D.C. high schools. My committee is composed of about 100 Cornell graduates who volunteer to meet with high school seniors who've applied to Cornell.
When the sun fades far away in the crimson of the west, and the voices of the day murmur low and sing to rest, music with the twilight falls o'er the dreaming lake and dell. 'Tis an echo from the walls of our fair Cornell. Welcome night and welcome rest, fame music, fare thee well. Joy to all, we love the best, love to thee, our fair Cornell. Music with the twilight falls o'er the dreaming lake and dell. 'Tis an echo from the walls of our fair Cornell. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. The old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah, ting, hurrah, dum, to welcome home our darling boy, hurrah, ting, hurrah. The village lads and lasses say, with roses days they'll stroll away, we'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. Get ready for the journey, for the jolly. Give the three, hurrah, 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 hurrah. The Lord will lead us ready as he mounts the place upon his brow. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. Let love and friendship on the day, hurrah, hurrah. Their choicest treasures now sleeps the crimson petal now white, nor waves the cypress in the boundless walk, nor winds the cold in the porphyry font. The firefly wakens, waken thou with me. Now droops the milk Now flows the lily of sweetest song, and slips into the bosom of the lake. So fold thyself, my dearest, thou, and slip into my bosom, and be
A fun fact about me is that for almost 25 years, I have been volunteering as a clown, making balloon creations and performing silly magic tricks to bring smiles to the faces of children and children at heart at hospitals, primarily Walter Reed Military Hospital. Gary has been volunteering with me as a clown for the past 15 years.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Nicolette.
Can you say your last name too?
LaPalm, Nicolette LaPalm, and I'm in the Industrial and Labor Relations School. And I guess the interesting thing about me is I'm a transfer. I'm coming off of a gap year, so I'll be graduating 2020.
Did I have any buttons for 2020?
I didn't see.
So okay.
Hi, I'm Justin, and I'm going to be in the College of Arts and Sciences. And an interesting fact about me is that I have cousins who live in Germany.
And what's your last name, Justin?
Zhang.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth Kroon. I'm in the College of Engineering, and I think an interesting thing, like, I wrote about it on my Common App. I've never had breakfast in like 3 years.
And it got you into Cornell.
I know, oh yeah, skip breakfast.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kazia Chu. I'm in the engineering school. You probably guessed that because I'm Asian. But a fun fact about me, when I was born, I was the youngest person in the world. Wait, hold on. I sounded really dumb. Wait. A fun fact about me is that, so this summer, I got back from Japan, and then it was like, maybe like 1 a.m. in the morning, and my friend messaged me like, yo, are you free right now? And normally I'd be like, dude, it's 1 a.m., what are you doing? But I was super jet lagged, so I was like, yeah, sure, what's up? And then he was like, dude, you know this game called Pokemon Go, right? And I was like, yeah, I used to play that like 3 years ago, but it's like hella dead now. Like, he was like, dude, it's back. Come out of your house right now, we're going to grind. And I was like, dude, shut up, let me sleep. I'm trying to fix my jet lag. But then he was like, dude, if you play Pokemon Go, you can get exercise. And then I was like, all right, fine. So I went out.
Is there an end to this?
I'll end this soon. Yeah, so then I started playing Pokemon Go, and it was honestly pretty fun. And I kind of got back into it, but I seem like a big nerd saying this, so I probably won't ever say this in college. And I'm going to have to retire Pokemon Go, but if any of you guys want to trade right now, or, hit me up. All right.
Pokemon Go scene at Cornell's pretty big.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Christopher Yuan. I'm part of the Arts and Sciences School, and a fun fact about me is that I can play like 5 instruments.
That's cool. Very talented.
Hello everyone, my name is Dan. I'm also
And your last name?
Science. Fun facts about me, my last name is Nee. So if you say my first and last name, you can call me Danny.
Hi, I'm Annika Kumar, and I'll be in the College of Community Ecology, and I guess a fun fact about me is that I'm a fencer. That's fun.
Hi, my name is Malini Balachandran. I'm in the College of Engineering, and I guess the fun fact about me is my twin is over there.
Hold on, twin. And I have a twin sister who also was at Cornell with me.
Hi, I'm Maylee Bowden, and I'm in the College of Engineering. And the fun fact is that this summer I was in Hong Kong when the protests were happening. It was fun, but it's okay.
Oh, wow. Hold on, look. Okay.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Juana Meyerstein. I'm in the College of Engineering, and a fun fact about me is I got off a plane like an hour before coming here, so yeah.
Hi, I'm Liz Garner, and I'm in engineering. And my fun fact is I have a dog named Cookie.
Wait. You have a dog named Cookie?
Uh-huh.
We had a cat named Cookie who's buried in the pet cemetery back there.
Hi, my name is Leah J. Vieira. I'm going to be in the College of Arts and Sciences, and my fun fact is that I'm going to be playing varsity horse polo for Cornell.
Hi, my name is Joey Horowitz. I'm in the College of Engineering, and I guess my fun fact is that I also got off a plane about an hour ago.
From where? From where?
From Canada, Toronto.
Hi, my name is Kyle Pico. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and in my senior year, I made a bread club at my school, and then that resulted in me getting suspended because on Club Picture Day, 30 people were supposed to show up, but then 300 did. And yeah, so like the school didn't like me for a bit, but they still let me speak at the graduation.
It was bread?
Yeah, bread club. Yeah, we just ate bread together.
Okay, but
Sure. So everyone, I'm Robert Scarlett, College of Arts and Sciences, class of 2013. Fun fact about myself, do a Cornell thing. So I've rappelled off the side of the football stadium at Cornell. So if you take the rock climbing class, that's like kind of your final is to rappel off the side of the football stadium.
does everybody make it?
Yeah, I haven't heard of any casualties at this point. But yeah, plug about the PEs at Cornell. They're a lot of fun.
Hello, my voice is really soft. My name is Amelie Schoonmaker, and I graduated in 2014. I studied biology in the College of Arts and Sciences, and so now I'm back and I'm involved with the Cornell Club of Washington. So when you graduate, come back and join us, the alum.
Can you talk a little bit about? I forgot to.
Oh
have
yes. So the Cornell Club of Washington, CCW. We're a really big alumni group in DC. So one of the things that kind of drew me to Cornell was that there's this really awesome alumni group when you leave. So obviously we're all very enthusiastic. 5 years out, still here. And so once you join, then there's a lot of different things that you can do, and it's a really great professional and social network. So keep that in mind when you graduate. And
Fun fact.
Cornell themed. After graduating from Cornell, I moved to Qatar, and I worked at the Cornell Medical School in Qatar. So we are international, besides just the state of New York.
And I guess one other fun fact, Annalise and I, we met on campus and we were the co-chairs for the Red Carpet Society for a period of time. So,
which is when you get hosted, high school students get hosted by freshmen.
Yeah.
So we have known each other. Speaking of lifelong friendships that you make at Cornell.
Yeah.
Also, the Cornell Club of Washington is the second biggest in the world. It has over 1,000 members.
Yeah, we're very, very active. We're very active. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's a Cornell alum, and she hosted a really special Supreme Court event in the past. So, work at those connections. We have some really great alumni.
Thank you. Okay, so hold on. I don't want to trip. We're going to ask.
Hi, my name is Ashley Young. I'm in the College of Engineering, and I guess one fun fact about me is that I skate, like figure skating, and I have done it since I was like 4. So yeah. My name is Hannah Jones. I'm in the College of Engineering, and I ski race.
You what?
I ski race.
Are you going to ski at Cornell?
I think so.
Hey guys, my name is Ellie Hagehu. I'm also in the College of Engineering, and a fun fact about me is I started a YouTube channel, so like and subscribe.
I'm Ariana Warden. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and the fun fact about me is I like to sail.
Are you going to be at the Cornell Sailing Club? Did you tell Cornell yet you were going to be in the sailing club? Because that helps get in, you know. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mia Melstein. I'm in College of Arts and Sciences, and a fun fact is I saw the Love It or List It lady at Times Square yesterday.
Oh. Okay. Patrick.
I'm Patrick Keeley. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a jazz musician. I play one instrument.
Which one?
I play the trombone.
Are you going to play at Cornell?
Sure, I will.
I'm Amit.
And your last name?
I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I fence.
Are you going to fence at Cornell? Great.
Hello, my name is Giovanna Linguberbio. I'm in cows, and the fun fact is that this summer I broke into a car twice using a hanger and a shoestring. There's a story. It was legal.
Hello, my name is Nina Tang, and I'm in the College of Engineering. And a fun fact about me is that I have a younger sister who's 14 years younger. There's a big gap.
Hi, my name's Quavin Trementina, but like my friends call me Quavi. I don't really have a fun fact, but more of an accomplishment. I slept for 18 hours straight today, so that was pretty good.
So were you late to the party?
Oh yeah.
Camden?
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Camden Wiseman. I'm going into Dyson, and my fun fact is that I've been playing chess since I was 4.
Hi, I'm Shihao Kao, College of Engineering, and my fun fact is that I like to doodle airplanes on whiteboards.
Could you explain that?
I like airplanes a lot, and I sometimes don't pay attention in class, and I used to sit next to a whiteboard a lot, so I doodle on the whiteboard a lot.
Okay, got it.
Hi, I'm Daniel Morgan. I'm going to be in CALS, and a fun fact about me is that I started a non-profit that collects used and new bras to be given to women in need, and at the same time we raise money to subsidize the cost of genetic testing for the BRCA gene.
Wow.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Nongus. I am studying at the College of Human Ecology, and a fun fact about me is that for part of my junior year, I lived in South Africa.
Hi, I'm Alex Sperling. I'm in hotel, and a fun fact about me is that I play field hockey.
Hi, I'm Julia West. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and a fun fact about me is that I've been a dancer my whole life.
Did we get all you here? Okay.
Hi, my name is Ragini Balchandran. I'm also in the School of Engineering. And since my first fun fact was stolen, my second fun fact is I'm a cloud enthusiast, and I could predict the weather for you if there were clouds.
Hi, I'm Andrea Ched, and I'm in Arts and Sciences, and my fun fact is that I was the only girl on my high school golf team.
Hi, I'm Samantha Yap. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences. And my fun fact was going to be that I play like the Pokemon Go version of like Harry Potter, you know, that other one. And then I recently found out that our data dumped a lot, and I think I just used up all my data last month. Yeah.
Roland St. Michel. I'm a rising sophomore in material science and engineering in the engineering school. I pretty much finished all the engineering prereqs, so if you have any questions about those, you can ask me. And a fun fact about me is I used to gig around the DC area as a jazz drummer.
I'm Judy's husband, and one fun fact is that I'm a trustee of the Cheetah Conservation Fund. More importantly, the founder of the Cheetah Conservation Fund, a woman named Dr. Lori Marker. What I was able to do was to nominate her to be an Andrew Dixon White visiting professor at Cornell. There are many students from the vet school and other parts of the Cornell community who have gone on short stays to help us in our mission to keep cheetahs alive in the wild.
Wait. 1992.
And I also climbed Mount Everest.
I'm Nabila Okudo. I'm in CALS, a rising sophomore. I plan on studying development sociology and minoring in real estate. And my fun fact is that I'm ambidextrous.
Hey everybody, my name is Alex Davis. I am in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a rising junior. And my fun fact is that I've been taking Chinese since I was 14 and it still sucks.
Hi everybody, my name is Latrina Wilkins. I graduated in 2017. I was in the College of Human Development. And I'd say my fun fact is a couple months ago I went back to Cornell and went to the registrar, and something that you can do once you graduate is find out why they accepted you. Which I got a time and basically got to see my portfolio for 10-15 minutes on why they didn't accept me to Cornell. Oh, it's for me to know.
We're going to have a panel discussion. Each of the 5 panelists will talk about 5 minutes, and then the other panelists will make any additions or comments about that particular subject. And then after all the 5 panelists finish, then we're going to have a question and answer period where you can ask any questions that you want. Our first panelist is Roland St. Michel, sophomore in the College of Engineering, who's talking about housing and meal plans with the emphasis on freshman year.
So the way Cornell does housing freshman year is you're all going to be situated on North Campus, which normally is better than it's going to be this year because they're doing a lot of construction on new dorms, so that kind of sucks for you guys. But you're all going to be on North Campus, and you're going to hear a lot about how some dorms are a lot better than others, and that's not as true as they said. Really, if you're in the low rises, then you have a bad block, and everyone else is kind of even out. There's pros and cons to everywhere except the low rises. Donlin is a lot of activity, so if you forget your ID, you can always get in. High Rise 5, the bus is right next to you. You get RPCC, which is going to be your stop every single day. It's basically a convenience store / dining hall that's like right in the heart of North Campus. And then all the other dorms are closed, except the low rises. And then you have the meal plans. I was on the 7-meal-a-week meal plan, and I thought it was kind of fine. I cooked for myself like pretty frequently, and I thought it was so fine that I reduced myself to the off-campus value plan of 50 meals plus 150 BRBs for the semester.
What's a BRB?
BRBs are big red bucks. They're basically Cornell's food currency. 1 BRB equals $1 US, so it's a pretty easy conversion rate. But BRBs can whittle down fast because everything on Cornell is a little overpriced. But you can use them at all the Cornell kind of convenience stores. So there's one on West and there's one on North. RPCC is the one on North that you're going to be using a lot. And then you can use them to get into dining halls if you're out of meal swipes. It's about $13 to $15 to get into a dining hall. And then you can also use it to get meals at certain locations. Most people tend to use it for their daily coffee. Usually, even the lowest plans have enough for you to get coffee every day with a lot of extra. And then, if you have BRBs left over at the end of the fall semester, they roll over to the spring. So I know some people who had like 900 or more BRBs coming into the spring semester because they used barely any in the fall. But if you don't use it in the fall, then they're gone forever. I mean, in the spring, they're gone forever. So a lot of people save them up till the spring and then buy out like the entire store with their friends. That was something I saw, and then I saw like a snap of like 20 Frost Flakes boxes on like another dorm floor. So that's something you can do if you want to kind of get everyone else annoyed who wants to buy stuff. But generally, use your BRBs carefully because most people end up running out earlier than they expected, and then they get constant refills of like $50 BRBs over and over again. Before you know it, you spend like $1,000 on BRBs in a semester, and your parents are kind of looking at you like. But yeah, generally, if you have any questions about your house, you can ask, and unless you're in the low rises, you're probably in a pretty good spot. The low rises just kind of, they aren't bad, they just aren't good. There's no advantage. They're farther from the bus stop.
They're riot proof. They're riot
That's annoying. Some of the buildings are riot proof, which means you can go up or you can go down but not up. And so you have to take an elevator to go up. And so that's the thing if you're in high-rise in Jameson, especially like I was in high-rise 5, where the elevators take you up. And then in order to get down, you have to, you can go through the stairs or the elevator. And the big issue is that when you have a bunch of people around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock all trying to get to their classes, you're going to be waiting like 5 minutes on a crowded elevator because it's constantly, there's 2 elevators, usually one of them's broken, trying to go up and down for like 300 kids.
Okay, let's focus on the positive.
All right, but on the bright side, the high-rise 5 recently got a makeover, and so it's actually like really nice inside the lobby area. And it gets better over the semester, the elevators. Like the wait seems to be early on mostly because people tend to get their shower schedules out. And you kind of like naturally get into a fit of when it's going to work best. And all Cornell dorms have really nice kitchens and amenities compared to other colleges I've seen. So that's also something really good. And if you have a good RA, then you're going to have a nice clean area with a nice fridge that tends to be pretty well working in most buildings. So you're gonna do good on amenities in Cornell. You don't have to worry about that.
Do any of the other panelists have any comments? Additions?
I was in CKB for housing, and I absolutely loved it.
Which means CKB means?
Court K. Bauer. I was in St. Paul. And the beautiful thing is that Court K and Bauer are attached. So if you have friends in CK or B, you're going to have an awesome time just like seeing them. When it's cold outside, you can just go through the doors because it's all in one place, right? So Muse is right next door, like Dawn is right across, so it was kind of an awesome central place. And there's a quad in between Dixon and CKB, so everyone's kind of connected in that way. So no matter where you live, you'll be pretty close to all your friends.
I think you're going to hear a lot of things about dorm rankings, but in general, besides CKB and Muse being significantly better, everything else is like fine. Like it's a college dorm. I enjoyed my time in Jameson a lot. I thought my dorm was pretty nice. Like don't worry, you're gonna be fine.
The second person is Natalie Kalitsi, talking about fraternities and sororities. She's a sophomore in the College of Arts and Sciences.
At Cornell, Greek life makes up about 33% of students are in Greek life. So there are 3 different organizations that house all the Greek letter fraternities and sororities. So we have Panhellenic Council, which houses all of the sororities. IFC Council, which is Interfraternity Council, which houses all of the fraternities. And then the Multi-Fraternity Greek Letter Council, which houses all of the cultural sororities and fraternities. So that would be like your Asian interest fraternities and sororities, historically Black, Latinx, all of those kind of fall under MGLC. I'm a member of Greek Life of a Panhellenic sorority, and I found it to be a really good way to make friends and meet new people. I would say that Greek life is a big part of Cornell, but it's not the only part of Cornell. It's a big reason for me why I chose to come to Cornell, because I wanted a school where I could be involved in different things, but that didn't mean that was all I was involved in. So at Cornell, there's 13 Panhellenic sororities, 32 IFC fraternities, and then 13 multicultural fraternities and sororities. You rush in the spring of your freshman year, or if you're a transfer student, I guess the next semester after your first. And I like that system a lot personally, because with a lot of other big schools, you find that you get wrapped up in your organization versus having time to really get involved in your community and then finding out if Greek life is right for you. So I can't really speak too much about the IFC experience with Rush, but
That means Interfraternity Council, IFC.
Yeah, sorry, with the experience with Rush, but for the Panhellenic experience, you come back a week early from winter break, and basically spend that whole week going to houses, getting to know all the girls. And it's I found it to be a very positive experience for myself, because you get to basically put on blast the things you love most about yourself, and it kind of reminds you when, in the middle of the semester, when it's cold and dreary outside, that like, you like the school, you like being here, and there's parts of like, your experience and yourself that are very unique that not everyone has. That is the majority of it. Don't think unless housing. So I think big plus about being Greek, being in IFC or Panhellenic sorority at Cornell is housing. So as you probably know, for the next couple of years, only freshman housing is guaranteed at Cornell. That's going to change after North Campus is complete, but housing can get a little bit rough after your freshman year. So I think a big advantage to rushing is the guarantee of housing after your freshman year, especially because most of the frat houses tend to be on West Campus, so they're really close to your classes. A couple sorority houses are, which is really nice, but you also get like a guaranteed house, and they're really beautiful, all of them. So you can't really go wrong, and really great group of people around you. So, yeah.
Also, Ithaca used to be in the 1920s and 30s the home of silent movie stars. So a lot of the fraternity houses used to be the mansions of silent movie stars.
I didn't know that. And to add on, I guess, about the size of fraternities and sororities. So, being that 32% of our student bodies in youth organizations, they kind of tend to be on the larger side. So, I would say the average sorority is between like 100 to 200 girls at any given point. Fraternities tend to be smaller because there are 32 organizations. I'm not really sure about class sizes, but definitely smaller. And then with multi-fraternity Greek letter, MGLC. Yeah. Fraternities and sororities, those tend to be a lot smaller because they're special interest groups, and you have a really close community, but again, a smaller group of people. I'm not in one personally, but everyone that I know that is in one has found it to be very fulfilling and rewarding experience for them.
Anybody else have anything to add about fraternities and sororities? Roland?
The president of Cornell, Martha Pollock, she's very big on cracking down on hazing, and because of that, Cornell's sororities and fraternities have very, very, very little to no hazing in most cases. And so you're going to be in a very safe community if you decide to rush. You don't have to worry about destructive hazing that you might have to other schools.
Yeah, someone asked me the other day, like, be honest, like, Natalie, be honest, were you hazed? And I was like, genuinely no. Like, please stop asking this question because it's not happening. Hazing is definitely something that isn't tolerated within the community, and I think it showed in the values and like way that each organization kind of carries itself.
Okay, the next person is Alex Davis, who is a junior in the College of Arts and Sciences. He's going to talk about extracurriculars, athletics, clubs, newspaper, and other student activities. And I say that I met Alex at the accepted student reception several years ago, and he's been my buddy ever since, and he spoke at this panel last year as well.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Alex, like she just said. I will kind of run down the list that she just said. So we'll talk about athletics first. I'm not on a sports team personally, but I know from my friends who are, if you played like sports seriously in high school, it's probably a similar thing. You might have weekend practices, but for the most part, practices Mondays through Fridays. Some sports have morning workouts, so I know the football team does that. And yeah, so I mean that's pretty standard. And of course, some are going to be more. There's your competitive sports that compete in the Ivy League, and that's your basketballs and lacrosses and footballs and things like that. And then there's club activities, which are maybe popular, but they don't necessarily have a lot of traction at the collegiate level. And then there's intramural sports, which are basically just like sort of like clubs in the sense that like maybe like your high school clubs, it's just kind of like a walk-on. This is something that you like doing in your spare time, something that you care about, and it's kind of come all kind of deal. In terms of going to athletic events, I know you can get the Big Red Sports Pass, and I don't really have the prices because I haven't really looked at that stuff since freshman year. But I know that covers everything except hockey. Hockey, because it's probably our most popular spectator sport, you have to pay separately for to go watch. But I hear they're a lot of fun. I haven't been yet. I've only been to lacrosse and football games, both of which are really entertaining. So I highly suggest getting out there one weekend and seeing one. In terms of clubs, Cornell's club scene is huge. It's diverse. It's amazing. It's I could go on and talk about all the adjectives, but essentially what's going to happen is I don't know if the date's been finalized yet, but I think sometime in October there's going to be a huge club expo, and um, there's this huge meeting space that you guys will find on Cornell, and essentially it's going to be all the clubs there. You can go through and shop and walk, and everyone will have a table and their banner, so you'll know who they are, and you can ask them all these questions and be on their listservs and pick up materials, etc. I will say that I'm in 2 clubs right now, which I find to be kind of like the typical average amount of clubs that people are in. I'm a part of BSU, which is the Black Students United. It's like your typical Black student union. It has a diverse range of organizations that fall under it. And they do all kinds of things essentially around the Black diaspora, the Black network. And I'm also in the Cornell Democrats, and I'm on the executive board of that, which is basically just student leader. And that meets once a week every Wednesday. And I think that's like the typical club experience. You meet once or twice a week. Every Wednesday, you take care of your club business. It's a time for you to get together with people who are like-minded, have similar interests, and either talk about that thing or just get to know them and make network and make connections in general. And then the newspaper. I'm almost done, I promise. I will say the newspaper is I found to be very central to student life. I actually ran for a student government position last year, and I didn't win the election, partially because I didn't get the newspaper endorsement. So it's a really big deal, and a lot of people take it seriously. I think editorial to be a columnist, the applications have passed, but there's plenty of opportunity to go and write. You just kind of have to email their help person on their website, and you can take part in that if you're interested. And then lastly, other student activities. There's a lot to do around Ithaca, just because it's such a cool little city. There's all kinds of places to eat and indie movies, theaters, and good shopping and things like that. Well, good shopping, less so. But so there's that. That's just like your typical weekend. Oh, let's go to Urban Outfitters kind of thing. You have that, and then of course there's the movie theater. So all the typical movies you could see now, you can find at the movie theater in the mall. And then there's also the indie movie theater, which I can't list off because they're indie films. But so that's fun. I've been there. That's a lot of fun. And then Cornell also brings like a wealth of speakers in throughout the year, and that's something that I think you guys should really take advantage of. These are world-class speakers that come from other universities or overseas, or authors or actors or comedians sometimes, and they're just a really great way to delve deeper into a topic that you're interested in or that you care about. And it's free and it's included in your tuition, so you may as well take advantage of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Any comments, additions?
They have a movie pass you can get for the Cornell movie theater. The one that technically shows a lot of indie films, although occasionally there's the big budget film, like they have more indie kind of movies. But the movie pass is actually really, really cheap, so I recommend picking one up. And you get a lot of value. You like make your money back if you watch 2 movies.
Okay, great. Okay, the next person is Nabila Aputo, sophomore in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. She's going to talk about academics, including class size, interaction with professors and teaching assistants, stress levels, work-life balance, tutoring, and help opportunities, junior year abroad or in Washington, D.C., summer courses, and research abroad with professors.
Okay, well, go for Cornell is the best thing you can do because each of your studies will be very different. You're here for a reason, you have different passions, but the overlying theme at Cornell is that if you're proactive and you work hard, you can do well. So we have office hours, there are teaching assistants in almost every class. The class sizes range. I mean, it's a private school, so you do see very small classes. Like, I had an architecture class of about 6 people. But we also have very popular classes like oceanography that has about 1,300 people. But at Cornell, what we do is you just find people that are going to motivate you. You sit next to people that are going to focus you in class, because it is a community and it gets cold and dreary and sad, but you can do it. I think a big part of succeeding is just keeping a positive mindset, because it is an Ivy League school. It does get really challenging, but you're here for a reason and you can definitely combat anything. I found that professors are very much willing to help you if you just approach them. Like Cornell taught me, if you want something, just you really have to grab it. Like after class, if you want to talk to a professor because you have a cool research idea, or like you just want to say something, like go say it, because they want to know what you have to say. Like you're not just a random like blob in the crowd. Like you actually have so many amazing things to say. They want to hear it. As for TAs and office hours, so I took a class in business statistics, and I'd never taken stat before, and most of the kids were econ majors. So I made it part of my schedule to go to office hours each day after class, and that definitely helped, because you just have to like see where your weaknesses are in your schedule and compensate for those, because not every class is going to be something you're an expert in, but there are steps you can take to get ahead and stay on top of things. As for tutoring, well, I generally have friends tutor me, but I know in the hotel school, a lot of the students depend on each other, because a lot of their schedules are the same, because the classes are pre-enrolled. And as for most other majors, I know ad drop is coming up, so you should be very sensitive about the times of your classes. Like, don't sign up for an 8:40 if you know you're not a morning person. Like, I did that to myself, and I dropped a class like the day after. Like, be very realistic with that, because at the end of the day, like, you should be optimistic and believe in yourself, but be very realistic at the same time. And like he was talking about, extracurriculars at Cornell are amazing because they give you a chance to just delve into your passions and be like a full student, not just someone who takes tests and listens in class. What I found out is that planning your schedule around extracurriculars is super important, because, for example, I'm on the appropriations committee and we meet every Monday around 6. So no member on the committee can have a class anytime during that block. So if you have an idea of what you want to do in college and you're proactive, try and look into the clubs, and maybe when they meet, email the advisor, whatever you need to do, just so that your schedule works for you. As for work-life balance, I mean, Cornell's hard, but I feel like life's like, you don't have to make it that difficult. Like, I don't know, like if you're stressed, you can call your mom, talk to a friend, cry in the library for like 5 minutes. You can time it too, because like, or else you waste time from studying. Let's see, like we have these beautiful libraries. There's Urus, Olin, Man, like just find your spot. And if you find your spot at Cornell to just study and focus in, you won't even really feel the work. Like there's so many different spots you can focus in. So I think a huge part of it is just believing in yourself and asking for help, because we're all smart kids, but we all need help sometimes.
Can you talk about the counseling programs?
Like SBS? Sure. I mean, we have this Student Disability Services Office, which is amazing, because, for example, kids might need accommodations or, like, for whatever reason. So Cornell makes it very accessible. Cornell Health is right by the Law Center. I mean, I know I was at Cornell Health a lot. Like, for example, I got cold-induced asthma this year because of, I'm African and I don't, yeah, I was in Ithaca, so that was a thing. But Cornell Health is very open. Like, you just walk in and they'll just take you whatever you need, just go ask for it. Because at the end of the day, it is a very big school, but you can't let yourself get lost in it. If you need accommodations or you need an extension or just whatever, SBS will make it their mission to work with you and make sure that you're just thriving and doing well. Because at the end of the day, Cornell just wants you to be the best you can be. As for research, well, I did research this year, but it was mostly stuff that I began in high school. Because Cornell does a really good job of building upon what you already know, because you guys are already experts in whatever you're doing, because you wrote your essays, you studied and did whatever extracurriculars, so you already have some background. So I found out that the trick is to use what you know and then add on to that for your research, because then you can really just do awesome things. Yeah.
I would say make friends with your TAs and make friends in your classes. Like, I made the mistake in my CS classes of thinking that I was fine. I could give.
Okay, the final panelist is Macrina Wilkins, who's a graduate of the College of Human Ecology, class of 2017, talking about miscellaneous such as weather, clothes, checking accounts, what to bring for your dorm room, orientation week, bicycles, cars, public transportation, how to get to and from Cornell over the holidays. There's something called the CB, means Cornell Bethesda bus from Montgomery Mall, Facebook website for Frosh, etc. Okay.
Hi everybody, once again, my name is Katrina, and I graduated with the class of 2017. So in the vein of miscellaneous, I kind of wanted to focus on what I wish I had known before I'd come. And hopefully by now, most of you have received emails from an orientation leader or an orientation supervisor, someone in that capacity, who will actually be like your first point of contact and first individual that will like facilitate your move on campus. And really, like, this is a great opportunity to start meeting people, because already, like, what orientation does is it sets you up to be with your peers and your cohorts to do, you know, icebreakers, but basically get really familiar with the campus. And I think that's something that a lot of students blow off or might not necessarily realize as being, you know, there to help you, because these are also people who you can meet your first couple of weeks, where before school picks up, you have a small network to do things with and guide you. And similarly, like in that vein, what I'd really recommend and hit home is, while your coursework is light, while you have that opportunity to meet people, you know, explore downtown, like set up your bank account, and like know where your money is. You know, go and find out where urgent care is, where heaven forbid, like you get sick, you know where to go. Go to the different resources on campus, like Willard Straight Hall, to learn about what sort of clubs are going to be at Club Fair, or what, you know, you'll soon come to know who Denise Casaro is, but what she's sending out and what opportunities are available, because you can also do a lot of fun things that don't cost money, and just being privy to those opportunities. Go to the Carroll Tackling Center, because they have tutoring, and they also have resources if you're struggling in a class. Like, they'll show you either like individuals who are prepared free of charge to like help you along. I'd say, you know, spend time getting really familiar, because you're going to be here for 4 years, and it's kind of what you make of it. And, you know, in terms of transportation, hitting on that, go home, talk to your parents. There are a lot of breaks, and there's breaks for a reason, because Cornell can be a really stressful time, but it's also a time of really intense growth. The Cornell Bethesda bus allows you to basically take a bus from Montgomery Mall to school and then school back at the various breaks. I think it's like fall break, winter break, some spring break, and whatever the summer break as well. So basically, like, get to be with your peers at like really reasonable prices. Quite a win. But
they have a website.
And then also, like, if you need anything, like, it is very cold, so picking up extra supplies or clothes or, you know, anything that you want, using the TCAT, which is the bus system, to go to the mall or downtown. And lastly, I'd probably say, just, like, make sure self-care is so important, like getting enough sleep, ask for extensions. Like, I know sometimes people have a lot of pride going in, like, even the top of your class, through and through, but I think the biggest thing that I learned about being on campus and what like my peers kind of learned is that Cornell is so full of self-starters, and I think that's really incredible, because that's what the real world is like. It's people going after what they want. There's not going to always be someone to hold your hand, so making sure that like you take care of yourself and your needs, whether or not that's asking for an extension, or talking to somebody you don't understand, or if you are struggling, like being open, because there are services on campus like ears are gonna that are supposed to be at your disposal. And yeah, in vein of miscellaneous, that's my spiel.
Oh, dorm room?
Yeah, dorm room too. I think coming prepared in terms of like knowing that you are living with other people, knowing that like, you know, you need your personal toiletries, that you know, you need to work out early on if you are a night owl and they are like, you know, getting up really early. Having those conversations and then coming prepared with the right supplies. Which I feel like you can really easily find if you just like Google online, you know, what do I need for college, like essential list.
Checking accounts, what banks?
What banks? I know I used P1, but I think it's now obsolete.
Do you know what, anybody else know what banks they have in Ithaca?
M&T.
What?
M&T.
M&T?
There's a Citibank.
Citibank?
There's a Bank of America ATM. I don't know if there's like a tap.
Okay.
And within the Cornell store, there's a Tompkins like regional bank thing.
Getting all that set up early on will be in your best interest.
Printing work. Are there printers in the dorm room?
Oh wait, you can't see that. Try to see that. Well, first semester I was in landscape architecture, so we have free printing in the studio. But printing at Cornell is not free unless you know the places to go to. So personally, I don't think you should buy a printer or pay for printing. Just find out where free printing is. If you have a buddy who has a printer, use theirs, because it's like, I mean, yes, you're a smart kid, but you also have to be like quick, like smart. So like find a free printing, just run into the office and get it. Like if you're super courteous and nice, like they'll let you print. So don't invest in it.
So I don't know when it's going to be implemented, but the Cornell Student Council fought tooth and nail for free printing, and we're going to get it at some point soon at all printers. But if it's not there by the time the semester starts, it's 10 cents a page for black and white and 15 cents a page for color. And they're like in libraries, community centers, they're pretty much everywhere, but most of them cost money. And you pay with your Cornell card pretty much.
So my advice, one thing I didn't know until I got there with a printer, wireless printing does not work over Cornell Wi-Fi. So if you're bringing your own printer, you have to have like a manual plug to use. That's a big thing to know. Another thing is get your printing set up early, like with Cornell IT, because you can print from your own laptop. But it's kind of like a weird process to do, and like that's something you want to have set up, because if you don't, you're gonna be running from like Quarman Hall to Uris and then to Gates, and that's what I did for 3 weeks last year, and it was not fun at all just to print. If you don't do that, then you have to actually print from like a laptop or like a computer that's connected to a printer already, and that's a hassle and awful. So try as early as you can to get printing set up, because you're gonna need it at some point.
Anybody else?
In the first 2 weeks, like during ad drop, who should you reach out to when you need guidance about your classes?
Can you speak up? I'm sorry, I can't
Who do you reach out to in the first 2 weeks to get guidance about your classes?
I think when you log onto your student center, immediately you should see who your advisor is. And my experience is on the transfer side of things, but I think seemingly it's the same with new incoming students. But they'll have you'll have different events. You can find them in your orientation manual that will, for your major or for your school of study, basically say, here's an outline guide of the courses you want to take. If you want, for example, this major to go into this field, or if you're pre-med or have these interests. And so basically going to those events, speaking with your advisor, and guiding your course of study, or like having them help you pick it out is going to be a really important thing, and basically early on establishing what you should be taking, what you shouldn't, if you want to fulfill certain requirements.
Also, if you know older students in the track you want to follow, you can ask them how the classes were. Cornell publishes a median grade for each class, so if you can find that, that might help guide you. Your advisors can help. I know that CALS has an awesome student services office, and you can just go in there and ask whatever questions you need. Online has a lot of resources as well.
I was gonna say, if I'm being honest, I like posted my class info on Reddit onto the Cornell Reddit page, and I was like, is this okay? And a bunch of people told me that I was gonna die, and they were right. So if you really have no one to turn to, or like I was gonna say really new, everyone's really new. If you really don't know who to ask, sometimes like just going on Cornell Reddit and being like, can I bring my bag to campus? Can I park here? Is my class schedule like a manual class schedule? And you're gonna find a bunch of people that are gonna be like, they're gonna help you in some way.
And I would say the other thing is, like, your first semester at Cornell, no matter what major pretty much, like, it's fine to take, as long as you're taking 1 or 2 classes that are in your major, like, it's fine to just go and take something that you're interested about, because the real coursework is going to start after you get into your intro classes. So it's really something you should definitely be thinking about and looking forward. But it's not something to stress about. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to take this class like starting in 3 weeks, so now I'm going to like fail. Like, it's not like that.
And on the topic of advisors, I would recommend, if you haven't yet, to email your advisor and plan an early-ish meeting, especially if you have any questions. The advisors are really, really helpful, but they're kind of a resource that you have to take advantage of. Cornell only forces you to meet them like once or twice a semester. But I would recommend meeting them more to talk about the progress in classes, any advice, and they know a lot and can answer most questions, and if they don't, like my advisor did it for one, like he physically walked me over to someone who could. Advisors are really useful and you should take advantage of them.
Anybody else? Okay, hold on.
How do like the meal swipes work in terms of like when they, like do they expire after like every week or whatever? Since I was a little confused about that.
Yes. Sorry. They reset each week. Yeah, every Wednesday, I think. So, I don't know what your schedule is or whatever, but you definitely want to try and use all of them, or else they just go away. And you can't use them for a friend, so you might as well take advantage of all of them.
If you have any extra, they allow you to donate, I think, 1 or 2 a semester to people who are, like, have food scarcity. So if you have any extra, you should think about donating meal swipes.
Anybody else?
Is there anything that's like Cornell card only? Can you get away with just using a normal credit card?
There's nothing that should be Cornell card only.
Okay. There's nothing.
Because Cornell card is like, so okay, just to clarify, BRBs or the big red bucks are for food items mainly, and then Cornell cards kind of like Versar, you can literally charge anything, like you can go and charge a massage, you can go buy t-shirts at Cornell store. So because it's kind of like a Cornell credit card system, you can use a regular credit card for anything that you can use a Cornell card for. Yeah.
But not every food thing on Cornell's campus uses BRBs. Most of them do, but there are a select few. And so be prepared. One of them is Temple of Zeus, which is a very popular food area. You can use like the credit card kind of feature on Cornell card, but not BRBs for it. And so don't be like me, giving the card to the person saying BRBs, please, and then they're like, we don't accept BRBs here. But generally, most places use BRBs.
Do you know if bubble tea is BRBs or no?
The boba on campus is BRBs, but it's not as good as Kung Fu tea or UT.
Oh, so Kung Fu tea you have to like pay with.
Yeah, the better boba places, yeah.
One thing also, guys, you can go to Banffy. Banffy's like the like really fancy restaurant in Statler, like the hotel you run one, and Versal or like Cornell card meals. So if you're really having a bad week and just need like to treat yourself, go to Banffy and Cornell card a meal because you know no one knows until you see the bill like months later. So it's exactly.
And another thing about meals is as you're planning your schedule, try and see where classes are, like, location-wise. Because I remember some days I'd be at studio until 3 a.m., so I wouldn't be able to go back to North in time for dinner to end. So those were meals just kind of wasted. So make sure that you know you're going to be relative to North before dinner closes or lunch or whatever. It's very accessible, like, everything's in the same place.
One more question. What is it like to be vegan or vegetarian at Cornell? Is it doable or is it tough?
So I'm vegetarian, and Cornell, more than any other school, Cornell is ranked very high, like top 5 in the nation consistently for dining for a reason, and they consistently score like top score on being vegan and vegetarian friendly. Everything's labeled for you, even things that you're like, why is that labeled? Like tomato, vegan. Literally everything is labeled for you. They always have like at meals you can eat if you're vegetarian or vegan. Usually more than that. It's very doable. Very, very doable.
Talk about it. Okay. So my first year at Cornell, I decided to take a walk around the entire campus, just exploring and taking it in, and then I came across the Dairy Bar. It is the best experience of your life. Like the ice cream is just insane. Like there are no words to describe it. Like I don't even I've never like. It is just creamy and like because it's made on campus because we make our own like peanut butter, ice cream, etc. But it's just like if it gets really hot and humid, so we have ice cream sandwiches, cones, and you just see little kids running around. You see alumni. It's the best thing ever. Like go to the Cornell Dairy Bar.
Fun tour guide fact.
Oh my god.
Cornell Dairy can't be sold like in supermarkets because it's legally considered butter. So,
Yeah, it's a lot of fat.
Not healthy.
But it tastes good. But it tastes good.
And they also have a lot of sorbets. No, they would.
We don't eat it every day, but like once in a while, go on a walk back there and get one. Yeah.
We gotta wrap up soon.
And they have the mango ones that they always have, and they have like I don't want one at one point.
Nicola, will you talk about the organization that you started for donating clothes?
The wardrobe. Yes. Oh, actually, I didn't start it, but I am part of an organization called the Wardrobe, and it is kind of a finance fashion startup organization where we gather used or new business attire for students because it's a place really hard to get to. So, for example, I know a friend from Hawaii who just can't bring suits because when you're traveling, that's not what you prioritize. But we rent it out, and you guys should definitely check out the website. But we have so many organizations like that just try and make the Cornell experience better for everyone. So we reach out to like private companies, like Banana Republic is a huge donor. We have personal people who donate things. We have crowdfunding. So, for example, if you're a hotelier, you have to wear a lot of suits for events. And if you're not a hotelier, I know I was an architect and I didn't really bring suits because I didn't need them. But we have a lot of businesses and just organizations that come onto campus and they want you to be in business casual or business professional. So with a club like that, you're able to get access to suits, ties, dresses.
And how often do they provide the clothes?
As much as you want. Like it's free, not free, but I mean it is free, but it's open year round. And then we have a Kopff show event where you can actually keep attire. It's at the end of each year. So if you check the website, you can rent it out for a while and then return it, please, and then you can just keep doing that. Like there's no need to bring extra things.
To wrap up, I want to thank you on behalf of the Cornell Club of Washington. We really enjoy every year for, as I said, at least 40 years hosting this annual Cornell Frosh and Transfer Sendoff Supper. Please keep in touch. I gave each of you a little card that has my name on it and my email, so I'd love to have you go to your Facebook page, and then if you're on Facebook, friend me, request that I friend you, I'll accept in a heartbeat, because I like to keep track of your successes at Cornell. One other thing that I'd like to encourage you to do is when you go home, do me a favor and just say thank you to your parents, your grandparents, anybody who is helping make your Cornell experience. Because it's very important. I can't remember if I ever really thanked my father for all that he and my mother did to get my twin sister and me to go to Cornell. So again, thank you very much and have a fabulous 4 years or more or less at Cornell, and keep in touch. And I will post on Facebook next July probably asking for volunteers to be panelists on current undergraduates to be panelists for next summer's Cornell Frosh Sendoff Supper. So thank you. And you don't have to leave. If your parents are waiting out front, that's fine, but you can stay. There's still a lot more food. Thank you very much.